Hi, I'm Steve Sample with Bama Talk. Don't miss a single episode of Bama Talk Show, available now on iTunes, Stitcher, or your favorite podcast app, and on the web at bigbrainsmedia.com.
This is your Weather Xtreme video for Sunday, November the 10th. I'm meteorologist Brian Peters. Thanks for tuning in. Hope your football team won. See that Auburn, Alabama, and Florida State won. Sorry about UAB's loss. There's a look at our temperature trace overnight, and you can see the clouds keeping the temperatures up a little bit. At least at my house, I didn't get below 51 degrees for the morning low. The clouds are breaking up a little bit today. There's a little bit of sunshine showing through in the early morning hours at Decatur, just a lovely shot looking over the Tennessee River, and then going very far south, we see a little bit of sun coming up at Gulf Shores as we look out over the nice Gulf Coast down there, and certainly nobody walking on the beach, it doesn't appear. In the upper atmosphere, we're still dealing with pretty much a zonal flow that'll continue probably through much of today and into Monday, but then we see some major changes. We've got a little weakness in the a little weak front moving through the area, but that is hardly going to be noticeable at all. The cold air is amassing off to the northwest of us. As you can see, temperatures this morning in the mid-20s up there in extreme northwestern North Dakota. And certainly a lot of freezing values, and we're headed for a big freeze across our area. No freezing temperatures across the area this morning. It's still cool in the northeast part of the state, where they dip down to the lower 40s. But for the most part, across much of the Tuscaloosa, Birmingham, Anniston area, we're in the lower 50s this morning. Radar still showing a few light patches of rain, especially in the area from Birmingham down towards Auburn and Montgomery, and even down towards Mobile. The upper air run from last night at Shelby County Airport shows that the air did saturate a little bit from the top down, but we still have a fairly dry layer there just above 900 millibars, around 850 millibars. And so I think we still stay dry, but you can't rule out isolated patches of some sprinkles for today with the clouds around. And the QPF just not showing much as the next front, as powerful as it will be as far as temperatures, is expected to come through dry. Storm Prediction Center is not outlooking any thunderstorms for today, and the tropics remain quiet. All right, the 06E GFS model run, and there's the surface high moving in today across the central part of the country, and that will keep things with the clouds across the area. That will keep things sort of mild for today, as we should climb into the 60s for the highs. The next system is taking shape on Monday as we see a nice closed low just to the north of the Great Lakes area with a nice trough that extends back into the Dakotas. And that trough will deepen and sharpen up on Tuesday. That should usher in a cold front across the area. Notice the thicknesses. The 540 thickness line dipping down all the way to Memphis on Tuesday. So I think Tuesday is going to be one of those kind of raw days. The wind will be coming out of the northwest for much of the late morning and into the afternoon hours. That will mean temperatures probably will bottom out in the upper 40s and then climb maybe as much as the lower 50s, or maybe even fall for much of the day as we stay pretty much in the 50s on Tuesday with that nice northwesterly flow. The trough moves through fairly quickly on Wednesday, but that also allows a surface high to settle in. So Wednesday morning we should see temperatures dip back into the upper 20s. That means some of those colder spots will get into the mid and perhaps even lower 20s. The trough is gone, and we see another trough coming through, and we get under a bit of a weak ridge on Thursday, but I still think Thursday morning will be a chilly day, but we should warm up in the afternoon into the 50s. For Friday, the pattern is shifting a little bit as we see southwesterly flow set up, and this is going to allow for the surface high to move off into the Atlantic, and that should set up a return flow across the southern part of the country, the lower Mississippi River Valley. So I think Friday is a dry day for us, but as that trough sharpens up on Saturday, we see that the front inches closer, and I think we have to put in some showers for Saturday in our forecast. And then I think actually the wetter day is likely to be on Sunday as the front inches closer. And we certainly get under good southerly flow, opening up that Gulf, bringing Gulf moisture our way, as well as aloft, a southwesterly flow bringing moisture out of the Pacific. Looking out into voodoo country and going out into week 2, by Tuesday the 19th, we see that trough coming through. So that should kind of end the rain temporarily there. But it looks like the GFS is suggesting that we're going to stay in a kind of a moist southwesterly flow with a trough developing, a long wave trough position developing over the western part of the country and over the Rockies. Well, that'll do it for the Weather Xtreme video for this morning. James Spann should be back with the next edition of the Weather Xtreme video on Monday. In the meantime, I hope that you have a great day and a good upcoming week. And Godspeed.
Thank you for trusting us to be your #1 source for news
in all of Central Alabama.
in back-to-back ratings periods.
More people watched ABC 3340
than any other station in Birmingham.